Guys, today I bring you the top 5 best submarines of the game. This top is based in my opinion and it was made with the help of my viewers. So if you disagree with me, I invite you to comment below your top 5 best submarines of the game. We are going to include everything: premium, free to play, torpedo spammers, missile spammers. So like this video right now and subscribe to my channel for more tops, gameplays, tutorials and news about modern warships. And here we go with my number 5. In this place I have 2 submarines, the Belgorod and also the Taigei. Both of these submarines are not equipped with ballistic missiles, and there's a big difference in the price of both submarines. The Taigei has a price of 18,000 art coins in the market, while the Belgorod has a price of 1,000 art coins only. First of all, the best thing about the Belgorod are the locked weapons, like the Poseidon torpedo is the strongest torpedo of the game, not only in terms of damage, but also the durability of this torpedo is impressive. We have a burst damage of 101,000 points, but we have area damage too, look, 10,000 points, with an explosion radius of 666 meters, the range is 13 kilometers, and the reload time is 14 seconds. It is crazy because the reload time of this torpedo is the same as the reload time of the nuclear missile, the Budapest. We have a burst damage of 97,000 points with 2 rounds, and also an area damage of 3,000 points. The explosion radius is the same, 666 meters, and here we have more locked weapons, including this torpedo. The UET-1 is a good torpedo spammer. We have 4 round speed attack with a burst damage of 78,000 points. Also, a locked missile system. Yes guys, is one of the only submarines of the game with air defenses like this. Is really effective. It has a burst damage of 1,950 points. Also, another slot with 1 torpedo that you can change. I'm using another nuclear torpedo here, but you can try to use a torpedo that is not affected by the torpedo decoys. I don't remember if I already mentioned this already, but the Poseidon is not affected by the torpedo decoys. The only problem with this torpedo is the speed. It's really slow. In fact, that's one of the worst things about the Belgorod. It is really slow. Look, we have a speed of 16.4 knots, but the durability is good, at least 468,000 points. The oxygen capacity is good as well, 273 points. We have a good maneuverability, 7.8, and a view range of 10 kilometers. Now, the Taigei is another interesting submarine because here we have good stats. Even though the durability is not as high as the durability of the Belgorod, we have a good speed, 22 knots. It is really fast. The maneuverability is 4.6 points. The view range 9 kilometers, and the oxygen capacity 253 points. We have interesting weapons here. The first one, the locked torpedo, type 18. 2 of those, and this torpedo is not affected by the torpedo traps, the torpedo decoys. It has a burst damage of 88,400 points. And we have the UGM-84 Harpoon. This is not an anti-flare missile, but at least we have a good reload time. Is 6.30 seconds. Also, we have another free slot with 2 torpedoes. Here I have the Agja, so basically this is an anti-torpedo decoy build. You can also equip nuclear missiles here if you want, but so far this is the perfect build for the Taigei. Now, here we go with my number 4, the CN-Type 093 AG. This submarine is perfectly balanced. Even though we only have 1 ballistic missile here, it is locked and we have 2 rounds per attack. The damage is pretty high, look at this, 106,000 points, and a good reload time, 8.75 seconds. But you need to keep in mind that since it is a locked weapon and the reload time is 8 seconds only, the area damage is less compared with the other ballistic missiles. Look, 7,500 points and the explosion radius 200 meters. We have a good speed, 583 knots, and the durability is low. Normally when you have locked ballistic missiles, it is the case of this missile, also the Atlas that is locked with the Pen Special Bermuda. The durability of those missiles is low, 1,850 points. For a ballistic missile it is low because normally the durability is 4,000 or even more. Now we have 2 slots with with 2 torpedoes that we can change. You can try different builds here, nuclear torpedoes, torpedoes that are not affected by the torpedo decoys, torpedo spammers like the Type 12, maybe the Torpedo 62, whatever you want to equip here will be good to use the ballistic missiles with them. Now, if we talk about the stats, we can say that everything is good. The durability 422,000 points, the speed 21.5 knots, the maneuverability 5 points, the view range 8 kilometers, and a decent oxygen capacity 234 points. Now, the bad thing about this submarine is that it is a gacha reward, so it is not available in the market. Now, here we go with my number 3. The RF Strazh. This is a special submarine because it is literally like having the power of a mini destroyer in a submarine. We have cannons, grenade launchers, anti-flare missiles, torpedoes, drones, and the craziest part is that the P-800 Yashma, which is the locked missile of this submarine, is not affected by the flares, and you can fire this missile from the helicopter. Also, we have the Grossa cannon. Keep in mind that these weapons, both the cannon and the grenade launcher, can be used only on the surface. Also, the range of this cannon is limited. Basically, you have to aim straight forward into the enemy in order to use this cannon. There are no restrictions with the grenade launcher. In fact, you can destroy both torpedoes and submarines with this GL. Is the A22M, and here we have the Grossa cannon with a burst damage of 95,100 points because we have 3 rounds per attack. The range is 12 kilometers and the reload time 9.80 seconds. Look, the reload time of the P-800 Yashma is 7 seconds only. Really good for an anti-flare missile because the damage is good. Look, burst damage 78,000 points. Now we have 2 slots of torpedoes, one with 2, another one with 1, and the camcopter here. The camcopter is only equipped with the missiles of the warship that you can fire, and also here we have the torpedoes. I have the Agja that is not affected by the torpedo decoys, and the Type 12, a torpedo spammer. Now we have a few interesting stats with this submarine. Let's start talking about the bad things. The oxygen capacity. I think it is the lowest oxygen capacity of this top, 130 points, but at least it is compensated by the rest of the weapons that you have, the grenade launchers, the cannon, the missiles, everything. By the other hand, it is one of the fastest submarines of the game. We have a speed of 27.8 knots and a durability of 409,500 points. The view range 9 kilometers, and the RF Strazh is a gacha reward as well. It is not available in the market, but it is totally worth it. If you have the opportunity to claim it in a new event, go for it. Now, here we go with my number 2, the INS S5. The best part is that it is free. Yes guys, this submarine is new, it was added recently, it is available in the ranked store, and we have new weapons with this sub, we have new ballistic missiles, also a new locked weapon. Look, this is what I mentioned earlier with the locked missile of the CN-Type 093 AG. We have a good damage, a good reload time, 8.75 seconds, but the durability 1850 points, it is low, and the area damage 5000 only, it is low as well. If you compare this with the K5, look, we have an area damage of 17,500 points and a durability of 4,250 points. But the main difference is the reload time. Look, 21 seconds for this missile and 8 seconds for the K15 only. So basically we have 4 slots of missiles with this submarine. With the K15 we have 2 rounds per attack, the burst damage is 55,500 points, and we have the K5, a new ballistic missile with a burst damage of 76,000 points. The area damage, look, you saw it already, is incredible. Also look at the difference of the speed between the K5 and the Saga Rika, look. 408 knots for this missile and the K15 612. Okay, it's really high. In one of the slots we have 2 missiles and also we have the Varunastra torpedo. Yes guys, 1 slot with 2 torpedoes that you can change. Here I recommend you to equip a nuclear missile, but if you don't have more, then keep the Varunastra because it is still a good option. The reload time is 9.80 seconds and the burst damage 67,600 points. We have a good speed with this torpedo, 136 knots, and a good range, 12.13 kilometers. Here we have the stats: good durability, 429,000 points, good speed, 21.5 knots, good maneuverability, way higher compared with some of the submarines of this top. Look, 8.2 seconds, the view range 9 kilometers, and the oxygen capacity normal 221 points. So if you're a free-to-play player, this is one of your best options. Now, before I show you my top 1, I have a few honorable mentions to share with you. The first one is the USS Ohio. This is another good option for the free-to-play players, basically because here you have a lot of missiles. You can equip both ballistic missiles and anti-ship missiles as well. This is crazy. You can equip 5 missiles with this submarine and 1 slot with 2 torpedoes. You can change all of the equipment, but I have a problem with this submarine, and it is the speed. 15 knots only. As you can see, the durability is normal, 409,000 points, and the oxygen capacity kind of low, 201 points. Another honorable mention for the Dmitry Donskoy, similar equipment to the Ohio, but with some stats that are a little bit better, like the durability, 500,000 points. I mean, it's a big difference, almost 100,000 points. The speed is the same, but the oxygen capacity is also higher, 273 points. The view range 10 kilometers, and yeah, same equipment so far. We have 5 missiles, but look, mostly ballistic missiles. With the Ohio you can equip both ballistic and anti-ship missiles. 1 slot with 2 torpedoes, and another honorable mention is for the CN Type 096. Notice that most of the honorable mentions are submarines that you can purchase in the equipment shop. This submarine is good because it is both a missile spammer and a torpedo spammer. We have 2 slots with 2 missiles, and also 3 slots with 1 torpedo in each one. Now, the stats are good. Look, good speed, 21 knots, durability, 448,000 points, and the oxygen capacity, normal, 208 points. Now, here we go with the number 1 and the best submarine of the game, the CN Type 039C. And I already know what you're thinking. Why is this the number 1 if it has no missiles, no ballistic missiles, only torpedoes? And yeah, basically that's the answer. This is the best submarine hunter of the game, and it is not effective only to destroy submarines. I mean, you can destroy everything. We have an interesting equipment. Let's start with the torpedoes. The U-10 039C, a torpedo that is not affected by the torpedo decoys. We have 2 of those, only 1 round per attack with a burst damage of 48,000 points. Yes, because we have an area damage of 2,500 points and an explosion radius of 333 meters. The reload time is 10 seconds, and we have 3 slots with 1 torpedo in each one that we can change. Look, I have an interesting build here. The ET-40, remember that we can control the amount of rounds that we want to fire, and also the Mark 45 A-Stor, a nuclear torpedo. I'm using this because I can use the ET-40 to bait the enemies and then use the rest of the torpedoes. I don't know if I already told you this, but it is a free reward. Yes, it was available for free in one of the previous battle passes of the game. The durability is low. That's one of the problems of this submarine, 390,000 points, the speed 21.5 knots, the maneuverability 4.3 points, the view range 9.6 kilometers, and the oxygen capacity 234 points. Good. So, what do you guys think about my top? Also, comment below your top 5 best submarines of the game. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more gameplays, tutorials and news about modern warships.